Here's the update you all been waiting for. Hi guys, I want to apologize for taking so long to do an update video, but until recently I didn't even know myself what was going to happen. So now that I know a little bit more, I think it's time for me to tell you what's going on with me. So here's a little summary of what happened in the last month. So I first saw a doctor a couple of days after I went back home. He prescribed some anti-inflammatory and told me to go see a physiotherapist. I've already taken an appointment with a physiotherapist, so I saw the physiotherapist like the day after. He thought at that point that the problem was mostly with my hip. It was not with my back. It was not with my butt muscle or anything. So he thought that the most probable diagnosis was what's called a gluteal tendinopathy, but he was a little bit worried about a stress fracture in the femoral neck. So he suggested that I had an MRI done if I was able to. So I took an appointment with the doctor to get a prescription for the MRI because the physiotherapist is not allowed to ask for that test. I've ended up in a private clinic to get that prescription because it would have taken 2 weeks before I could see the doctor again, and it was just too long for me. And I had the MRI done the day after I received that prescription in a private practice. So I ended up paying for that prescription and for that MRI, but it was done in a couple of days, so I was really happy about this. So that was the first week. Second week, I received the results. There was a gluteal tendinopathy and a bursitis, which is the inflammation of a little fluid sac that's in between the tendon and the bone. So there was no fracture. So that was the good news. I saw an osteopath at the beginning of the second week, that really helped me decrease the pain I had, and that allowed me to do the exercises the physiotherapist had prescribed more easily with less pain and it was a little bit more enjoyable. So with the result of the MRI, I saw the physiotherapist a second time last week. He was super happy. There was no tear in the tendon. There was inflammation. Everything was mild. So he thought that the prognosis was excellent. And he prescribed me some heavier exercises to get my tendon rehabilitated and strengthen my butt muscles so it doesn't happen again. He also gave me the go for hiking small distances without my pack if there was no increase in the pain. So I was really happy about this. So I started with a couple of hikes, doing my exercises. I'm not in pain anymore. I'm still worried that it's gonna come back, so I'm a little bit cautious with everything I do. But honestly, I don't feel pain anymore, so this is really good. I saw the osteopath again this morning, and she was happy about the evolution, less tension. I was more comfortable and everything. So she done another treatment today. So that's basically what's been going on in the last month. I've thought about my gear, route that I could take to finish the hike. I've done some puzzles. I've done just trying to get my head off the pain and everything. It's been a rough month. Emotionally, that was really hard, but I'm happy now to say that I will be able to go back on trail in a couple of weeks. So I'm super, super thrilled and excited about this. I don't have a specific date yet. I'm seeing my physiotherapist in 2 weeks, and I think we might be able to decide for a date at that time. And in the meantime, I'm continuing to do my exercises. I will continue to do hikes, like longer hikes with more elevation gain, and see how my body reacts. So if everything goes as planned, I will be back on trail. You're probably wondering if I'm going back to Damascus, like resuming my hike as it was planned initially, and the answer is no. I will have lost 2 months, maybe a little bit more than that, depending on when I'm able to go back. So I need to switch my itinerary because it's not going to work. I'm not going to be able to make it to Katahdin before mid-October without doing like huge miles and everything, which I don't want to do. I won't be able to do big miles at the beginning, but even after a couple of weeks / months, I don't know if I want to try to get those big miles again because I'm scared that I'm gonna hurt myself again. So I'm planning on a really slower pace, especially at the beginning, but even for the rest of the hike. So here's what I'm planning to do. I will skip 1,000 miles. So I'm going to start back in the area of Palin, New York, which is around mile marker 1,470. So it's really 1,000 mile. I was at 470, so in Damascus. Why I chose that place? Because it's easily accessible. This is the easy answer. So basically, I have to take a flight from Montreal to New York City, and from New York City, there is a train that runs to a station on the Appalachian Trail. It runs only on weekends, so I need to plan accordingly, but I can, within 2 hours of New York City by train, get directly on trail. So this is one of the reasons I chose that place. I could have done something similar in Harper's Ferry, which is around mile 1,000. I want to give myself a little bit more time to get to Katahdin. So I'm starting back, and if I'm starting back in Palin, doing like 6 to 10 miles for the first 2 weeks, and then 10 to 12 for the next month and a half. And then I think I'll be able to push it to 12 to 15 miles a day. I don't really want to go more than 15 miles, but I'm going to take 2 months to get to that 15 miles. I think I'll be, I haven't finalized everything, but I could get to Katahdin by mid-September with that starting place if I start at the beginning of June. And then I would take a flight back from Bangor, Maine, which is the nearest airport from Katahdin, to go back to New York, retake the train, and start back in Palin going south until Damascus. So it's 1,000 miles south, which I will do from mid-September to hopefully beginning of December. That would be the ideal scenario. So I am happy with that setup. I had to let go of the idea of finishing in Katahdin with that big victory picture on top of Katahdin, but whatever, I'll be able to hike the Appalachian Trail and call myself a Thruhiker. So I think this is a good plan. This is the plan for right now. Could be changes depending on when I can go back, but basically I will be back. So I'm really happy about this. So that was my update video. Hopefully it answers your questions, your worries. Thank you everybody that showed some concern and wanted to know how I was doing and everything. It's really appreciated. So I'll keep you posted on when I can go back, and I'll probably do a video of things that I will change in my backpack starting in Palin in a couple of weeks. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon, hopefully on trail in a couple of weeks. Bye guys.